In this video, I'm going to show you how we made almost $60,000 with a single post on social media, and I'm going to tell you how you can do the same for your business. So what you're looking at here is our payment processing platform. You can see here in April and a little bit into May, just almost $60,000 in revenue collected. Now, what we were selling was access to a 2-day boot camp all about local SEO. I taught it live over Zoom and we charged $200 for it. So we brought in just about 300 new paying customers into this program. And what we were doing was we were offering this on the front end of our $200 a month monthly subscription to get access to boot camps like this, trainings, templates, etc. inside the Blueprint training. So we put this on the front end as a tripwire, and then we also offered a free month into our program. So we generated a bunch of recurring revenue off the back of this offer as well. So before I get into the actual post, this is less about the post, which I'm going to show you in the strategy, and more about the state of the internet. So for a while, if you've been in marketing, you probably know that cookies have been dying a very fast and kind of painless death. Now, if you go back to when I first got started and Facebook ads first launched, it was all about building custom audiences. And custom audience was like website traffic or your email list, because what we could do there is we could then serve ads to those people. We called them warm audience. If someone's been to your website before, then we can retarget them with ads. And the way that would happen is if somebody would come to your website, then they would get hit with a little digital cookie and you could follow them around the internet. Now, the cookie has been going away for a while because of privacy reasons and all sorts of other things. But what's not talked about is the fact that our devices have access to our entire lives. And the data that these platforms can actually get off of your device is far more powerful than a cookie. You probably don't realize this, but when you sign up to Instagram and you want to make your first post, you get a pop-up that says, we need access to your camera and microphone. Once you give it access to your camera and microphone, there's a terms of services there that basically gives it access to all sorts of data that advertisers can then use to target you. And I joke all the time that my wife and I had a conversation about Windex, and then within 10 minutes later, we were both getting ads on our phones for Windex. Like, how do you get ads for Windex? Like, how do you target people? If you think about it, if you're setting up an ad for Windex, you target anyone that owns a home, rents an apartment. It's almost impossible on any platform to target that unless they've been to your website, unless they're cookied. And with the death of cookies, how does this happen? Here's a quote from an article that says, do phones listen to your conversations? It's likely listening passively for wake words as well as other keywords that can improve your user experience. Now, improve your user experience to me as a marketer is a keyword for better target ads. So more people buy ads so we can still sell. Because without the ability to use cookies, the ability to target has gotten really challenging. And what's ended up happening is targeting has gotten so much easier. You know, when we set up ads on Facebook now, we actually don't use targeting because our pixel is seasoned and Facebook knows exactly who we want to target with our ads because of the actions that people take and because what I'm seeing is an ecosystem now. So before it was a little bit more linear. You picture a funnel, right? It was cold, warm, hot, and we would track that based on user or web activity. Now, everything is interconnected. And this has really created an explosive ecosystem for anybody, really without any sort of following, whether it's organic or paid, to get results with this if you know what you're doing. And it really comes down to the content and the copy. And again, I'm going to show you that post in just 1 second, so bear with me. So what's happening now is when you go and search for something on Google, you might notice that then you're getting served YouTube videos on your organic feed or getting tweets on your Twitter feed from a person or an influencer in LinkedIn and Facebook, and all these things are interconnected, right? And then when you factor in ads on top of that too, you can create a very powerful ecosystem. So what we were able to do is create this offer about local SEO that also happened to be very explosive because local SEO is just a great offer right now that there's a lot of interest in. So we were able to take this offer, we were able to promote it organically across platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, the same piece of copy. And we were able to generate a ton of engagement and interest on this post. And because of all that engagement and interest on this post, it built this ecosystem that we then advertised on top of. And we were able to generate, again, like I said, almost $60,000 in new sales within the course of like 2 weeks. It was crazy, not a long period of time. So I had the post pulled up here, and I just want to scroll down real quick and show you the engagement on this. So you can see we got almost 1,200 comments on this post. And then we come over here to Twitter, scroll down, exact same post, posted this organically, 125 comments. And then over here in our Facebook group, 414 comments. So all 100% organically. So let's dive into this post real quick and talk about kind of psychology of what happened when I was writing this and why it performed so well. So the opening hook here just says, local SEO is the easiest way to make money as an agency right now. Here's why. So what is this doing? I always say that the hook is the most important part of any piece of copy that you write, whether it's organically or for ads, because what it needs to do is it needs to do a couple things. One, it needs to stop people. It needs to get them to stop scrolling and pay attention. So anytime that you talk about money, also target it, number two, to your specific audience. So agencies, right? This is clearly to agencies. This is clearly about making money. We know it's who and we know what, and then the how, which is local SEO. So this is also, the third part is opening a loop. So what it's doing when it says opening a loop is basically piquing somebody's curiosity and getting them to read on. So it makes a bold statement here, gets them to stop. Local SEO is the easiest way to make money as an agency right now. Here's why. And what this does, if you were looking at this organically, there's a little view more button here. When they click that view more, what it does is it sends a signal back to the platform that this is an engaging post. People are going to read more. So just that first action of writing the hook to get them to click that read more is going to send a signal back, which is going to serve it to more people, right? The more people that it gets served to, the bigger this ecosystem gets. So then I just list out a bunch of reasons here. It's easier than traditional SEO. It's faster than traditional SEO. The results are better. And then I have supporting information under here. Don't worry, you can read this on your own time. So then I also included screenshots here of one of our clients. It's a very simple screenshot that everybody who sees this, who's in the local SEO space or the SEO space, understands this. They know what this is, they know what it's from, and they understand exactly what this is. So what we're able to do is we're able to communicate a ton. We're able to communicate results. We're able to communicate social proof with a single screenshot here without any supporting text to really support it, because it just shows that it went from red to green, which is ultimately what they care about, which is ranking their clients, which ultimately leads to making more money. So then I break it down here with a little bit of math. It says, using our local SEO process, we took them from 3 to 72 leads per month. That same law firm usually pays $1,500 to a lead broker per lead. 72 times $1,500 is $108,000 that they would have paid to a broker for those leads. When you have that level of impact on your client's business, you're able to charge far more. The client doesn't care that it only takes us 10 hours a month to deliver service. They just care about results. We're offering this local SEO service for 5 to 8K per location, depending on the market. It's an easy sell when you show them they're going to get over $100,000 worth of leads for $5,000. So that is the setting of the table, right? I'm building a case. I'm showing them that this is an impactful thing that you can do right now. Here's the math. Here's the economics behind it. Here's how we're doing it at our agency. Here's the social proof. Now here comes the offer. If you want access to the exact process our agency uses, I'm holding a live bootcamp to teach it. It's a 2-hour live event where I give you all these different things, templates, SOPs, etc. Now, of course, this isn't free. It's $199 for the event. Free for Blueprint members. If you're interested in the details, comment Maps Pack below and I will DM you the info. So what's happening here is, again, I'm putting this in here. This is important because I don't want people to comment that I'm not going to ultimately sell this to. If I said that this was free and then I tried to send them a DM after that and charge them for it, it's just a waste of time. So what this does too, run, is when I get them to comment on this and they comment Maps Pack here, it drives more engagement. A comment is the most impactful thing that you can get on any social network to show the platform that this post is engaging and it deserves more eyeballs. So the more comments, the further this post goes. So what happened was this post ended up going viral, and actually lied. I mean, we didn't respond to all these, so it probably did get close to 1,000 comments on your Imagine 1,000 comments. Now, in terms of the process after this, I do have an inside sales rep at our agency who would go through and DM every single person the landing page to the bootcamp. This landing page had all the information that they needed, everything that's included, date, time, and then a checkout on it for $199. So we completed this very quick funnel that had this post go viral, DM it to them, and then that was it. That was the full process here. Now, what we also did is I posted this on my Twitter account, exact same thing, exact same strategy. And then also inside of our Facebook group, again, exact same thing, exact same strategy. And I had Dragana, who was our inside sales rep, go through and DM all the people who commented. Now, what's interesting here is it created this ecosystem flywheel where people were commenting that they saw it on other platforms and they had no idea who we were across platforms, but because they were seeing it there, it was getting served to them there, it created this ecosystem. So then what we did on top of this is we then set up an ad that was retargeting. So then what we did after this is we set up an ad and we did not put any targeting in it. We just left it completely open. We set up an ad very similar to this with truncated copy. It was just much more direct. That said the date, the time, and the cost of the bootcamp with a link directly to the landing page for them to check out. So we truncated the amount of copy, so it wasn't the exact same copy that they were seeing, but they were able to associate it with the post that they saw. And again, what was happening is it was serving this ad to the people that were seeing this. We only ran it on Facebook ads. We didn't run it anywhere else, but we were collecting all that, again, that ecosystem without any sort of cookie, without any sort of remarketing. The platforms just know. So all of this was literally generated with one piece of really, really good copy that I just published across 3 different platforms and then layered on a level of ads on top of it. And again, this is different from previous things where you'd have to get them to a landing page, right? You'd have to get them somewhere to cookie them, to remarket them to them. It's different now. It's an ecosystem. I'm telling you, it's all about engagement, and these platforms talk to each other because they understand everything about you, because everything's connected through your phone. So if you have these 3 apps installed on your phone, they're going to be able to understand, and you're going to get to serve this organically, whether or not you knew me or followed me or any of that stuff. Without any sort of following, you can build this engagement if you've got the right content, you've got to target it for the right audience. So let's talk about how you can cash in on something like this, because you might be saying, well, you've got a pretty good following, you know advertising, pish posh. We do this for our clients, our law firm clients as well. So the first thing that you need to do is create more. So good things don't happen in a silo. And I've noticed this myself since my kid was born 4 months ago. I've been hyper active on social media, and I've been trying to drum up as much engagement as possible, because these are things that you can't track, right? For example, when we run our ads, we were struggling with our ads for a 4 to 6 month period because we were struggling to really, I don't even know, we were just struggling to get conversions. But as soon as I started posting more on social media, our audience was naturally warming up and people were coming in much more engaged and conversions went through the roof. So I don't have an exact science for you, because these are things that they're in between the numbers. You can't track these things. But if you just create more, I promise you, if you create more content on social, good things will happen. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, get active, talk. Good things don't happen in a silo. And I'm telling you, we are in the final land grab of digital real estate. This is it. If you're not posting, you're just watching it go by. The more you create, the bigger your audience, the easier it gets, the bigger your ecosystem gets, and the more sales, the more conversions you're going to get, I promise you. And it might not come directly from a post, right? Selling directly from a post, but it's about raising the engagement. It's about building that ecosystem, building the reach and the awareness of you and of your brand, and then cashing in with ads and direct offers over time. So number 2, know when to throw a hook. So Gary Vee wrote a book a couple years ago. It's more relevant now than ever, called Jab, Jab, Right Hook. Essentially what that means is that jabbing is just kind of throwing value, creating content, and then you throw a right hook. So the post that I made was a right hook. That was a direct offer. But if you go through my LinkedIn, my content that I usually create, I'm usually not making direct offers. I'm just going out just like this video, and I'm trying to create value. I'm trying to give you information. I'm trying to let you know that I know what I'm talking about, because I know that if I can do that, if you know that I know what I'm talking about, it's going to be 100 times easier to sell you. And when I get on sales calls with people, my team gets on sales calls with people, the thing that we're listening for is, I watched this video, or I saw a couple of videos, I've been following Ryan for a while. And when that happens, it's not a sales conversation. It's an order taking conversation, because they've already convinced themselves the marketing and the content has done the work. So when they show up, they're ready to go. So when you do make that offer, you got to make sure it's rooted in a painful problem that your customer faces. I showed you the copy there, right? So the problem that I was attacking there is a lack of results for clients. It's a lack of getting actual income for your agency, which a lot of agencies struggle with that now, because they have the wrong offer. Local SEO is actually a great offer that directly can make your clients money. And if you can make your clients money, you're going to make money. It's a core pillar of what I teach inside of the Blueprint training. So the final piece here is just the owned, earned, paid framework. So we often debate organic versus paid, right? What's more impactful? Ads, organic. I've been an advertiser for a long time, but I've also created content for a long time. I've been YouTubing now for like over 10 years. Now, it's not one versus the other. It's plus. It's ads plus organic. It's paid plus organic. When you do them together, you create this ecosystem that's explosive, and it really sets you apart. So the main reason there is because, again, everything is interconnected. The internet is interconnected. Now all these platforms are talking to each other. They're passing information. They just know. When the cookie died, these platforms are like, all right, it's time to take out the big guns. We're dipping in, we're dipping into your privacy. We're listening to your conversations. We're going to connect that, because ultimately these platforms exist to sell ad space. And if advertisers are leaving because they can't target people and make sales, these platforms aren't going to be around for very long. So they use the same algorithms that, and ads offer a really cheap way to get back in front of people to convert them. So one of the tactics that I really use is I just create content organically to create value, and then we make offers with paid, because again, we're able to target those same people in the ecosystem without putting in any single targeting. Facebook, they just know. It's actually pretty crazy. It's pretty scary. I don't know how it's legal, but they just know. And if you create this content, you can just run ads directly to convert them over time. So that's it. I don't have anything to sell you today, but if you do want to join my... So that's it. So if you want more information like this, make sure to join the Blueprint Training. It's my personal community for agencies where I create content like this, and I give weekly live boot camps and Q&As and every single piece of training that I have known to man. So hit the link below if you're interested. If not, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.